Good day, and welcome to another broadcast of Billionaire Codes. Today, I want to introduce to you a very new topic, and that is marketing psychology, the art of the sale for a business to business market. Now, if you're in business and you want to take your business to the next level of development, this is the program for you. If you intend to get into business and you want to know the ins and outs about doing business, this is the program for you. Perhaps also if you're a student of marketing and elements of psychology, this is the program for you. I want to begin by saying or highlighting some of the benefits of this program. First of all, you will learn about marketing psychology. And what exactly do I mean by that terminology, marketing psychology? One, you will learn about the behavioral determinants of demands, and this is fundamental. If you're going to do business, you need to understand the behavioral factors, and that is how people, the customer, the final consumer, is likely to respond to your products or services. You need to understand the economic determinants of demands. This has a lot to do with disposable income, but it goes beyond disposable income. Fundamental information for you to have when wanting to grow a successful and dynamic business. In this program, you will also learn on the marketing psychology, what is the socioeconomic and psychological determinants of demand. Yes, you need to understand those psychological factors that influences people's decision. And we will go deep into the content to ensure that when you walk away from this program, you have a crisp, well in-depth understanding of the content that we are presenting here to you. Along with this, you will understand the art of the sale. And what is the art of the sale? You will learn that in every sale, there is two motives, and you should understand these motives. One, you will understand what is the sales intentions, value traits, and you will also understand what is the sales expectations, value traits. Perhaps today we will look at this element of it and go a little deep so you have a very clear understanding of these two motives for making the sale. Last but not least, in this program, we'll understand what is the culture of the B2B market, the business to business market. Of course, if you're going to do business with a particular demographic or a particular sector, it makes sense to invest your time, your talent, and your resources to understand the culture of that demographic. And that's what this program is designed to do, to bring you closer to understanding your target market, so you could make an informed and educated decision as to how you could develop your product or your service and best align them to the needs, wants, and expectations of your target market. So today we'll talk a lot about that. We'll talk about how to ensure that your sales intentions matches your customers' expectations. So welcome once again for those who are now joining us. My name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the author of several books, including Billionaire Codes. Later on, as time progresses, I will certainly be telling you some of the systems that we are using to sign off on billions of dollars of deals. I'll go into some of those details to help you to understand the systems that we are using, the techniques that we are applying, the results that we are getting. So it has to help you to understand exactly how to apply these techniques. I held back a lot on these teaching because I had to go to the market. We had to literally implement the systems and get the results. And some of those results that we're going to show you and some of the billion-dollar deals that we are looking at. Now, I want to begin by today's lesson by giving an in-depth overview of what we call the sales intention value trait. What is the sales intention value trait? We see that in every sale, there is two motives, and one of them is a sales intention value trait. what is the sales intention value thread? There's two things that you need to know here. One, in the sales intention is designed to do two things. One, is designed to add value, and two, it is designed to fix a problem. So if you're going to the business market, it's important for you to ask yourself, what value are you adding? Or what problems are you fixing? Today we're going to examine some of the problems that you are likely to find in business market or businesses across the board. And the onus is upon you to ensure that you have, first of all, the knowledge of what are those value you're adding, or two, what problems are you fixing, and to ensure that you put yourself in the most strategic position to be able to fix those problems. This is what the art of the sale is largely about. And before I get into the subjects, I want to emphasize this. It's important in making the sale for you to ask yourself and seriously ask yourself these questions and ensure that you get the most honest answer in this regard. What value are you adding? There's some people in business and their primary objective in being in business is to maximize their disposable income. That means that their expectations is higher than their intention of adding value and fixing a problem. That is a recipe for disaster, because when your expectation supersedes your intention to deliver value, it compromises the expectations that you have to grow and expand and diversify your business operation. This is why it's important for you to pay very keen attention to the points that I'm going to make here today in terms of truly understanding the sales intentions value thread. Very, very important for you to understand if you really want to be successful in business. So now, let's take for one example, what value you want to add to a business. Let us suppose that the value you want to add is to nurture the sustained high performers. Why? Because you believe that every company that wants to compete in domestic, regional, and international trade, they need the peak performers. They need sustained high performers. In our context at Global Branding and Marketing, we define the sustained high performers based on three characteristics. One, those individuals are what we call the corporate visionaries, and I'll explain what the corporate visionaries are. They are what we call the corporate innovators. I'll explain that too. They're also what we call the corporate leaders, and these are three essential characteristics that you need in your sustained high performers. Why? You need visionaries that can visualize future trends. You need visionaries that can visualize new development. And in the visualization process, they can simply apply that visualization capabilities and allow it to translate into innovation, where you're innovating new products, where you're innovating new services with complete relevance to market demands. You need these kind of people. And as you innovate new products and new services to reach the market demand, of course, leadership is also key to be able to design the best market integration program, the best public visibility programs to ensure that you are reaching your customer, you're making impact, and you're achieving the fastest rate of customer conversion and financial conversion. So when you hear us talk at Global Branding and Marketing about nurturing the sustained high performers, these are the characteristics that we are talking about. We believe that every company that is serious about doing business and wants to compete and win in international business needs to understand these concepts that we are talking about. So this could be a value that you're adding. For us, we ask ourselves what value we can add. And first we come up with, we want to ensure that we can help every single business that we interface with to develop or to have what we call the sustained high performers. So as a management consultancy firm, as a training institution, our key focus in adding value is to ensure that you have the sustained high performers in your organization. And we have just put a brief face to what is the sustained high performers. But let's go a little deeper, because a company may have a number of different challenges to deal with. What is the other value you can add? In our organization, we talk a lot about cultivating a universal workforce self-actualization platform. Now, that is unique. We want to add value to your company where we can help every single person in the organization, which we call universal workplace self-actualization. And what is self-actualization? You want to add value? What is self-actualization? In our context, let us just give you a historical perspective of self-actualization. The father of humanistic psychologists, who is Abraham Maslow, in 1942 introduced the world to what is now known as the hierarchy of human needs. This concept has permeated the academic world. Once you study business, once you study marketing, you must have come across the father of humanistic psychology, and his thesis proposed has the hierarchy of human needs. And these are fundamental concepts for you to have. But guess what? Over 20 years of research, we have seen that this unique recommendations that has been put forward by the father of humanistic psychologists, Abraham Maslow, is not adopted by over 80% of the companies that we have interfaced with. And based on regional and international research, we're also seeing that a lot of companies in the world also is not applying these principles. But guess what? Many of these companies complain about heavy staff turnover, absenteeism, underproductivity, not being able to think about the expansion plan because of the fact that if you're hemorrhaging in terms of staff turnover and absenteeism, you cannot truly think about your expansion plan, because you need a human resource to move the organization to another level of development. Nothing happens in the organization unless you have the human capital. Yes, very soon they're talking about AI and the third industrial revolution, Industry 4.0. But for the moment, you still need a human capital to move goods and services, to produce goods and services, to become the engine of growth, the voice that represents your brand. You still need the human capital. But you cannot have highly motivated workforce to sustain high performers unless you create a new corporate culture. And that corporate culture has to look at methods and new systems of helping the human capital to self-actualize in the workplace. So this is a value that we are bringing to your organization at Global Branding and Marketing, to literally transition your organization to a next level of development. We want to make you success and proof, where you can only get success based on the systems that we are applying to you. And these systems, as I would have said early on, they are taken from the father of humanistic psychologists. We have certainly add value to his thesis. Why? Because we ourselves have found strengths and we have found some limitations in terms of what is proposed. To not allow any misconceptions or misconstrued idea in terms of what I'm saying, allow me to be specific in some of the gaps that I have found. For instance, when you go through the hierarchy of human needs, you see there's 5 tiers. There's one that we call the basic needs. There is the security needs, there is the social needs, there's esteem needs, and there's self-actualization. Beautiful concepts, I must admit, beautiful, when you understand the depths of what he's talking about here. But when we come to self-actualization, the peak of the pyramid, you're introduced to self-actualization as being reaching one's full potential. How do we define reaching one's full potential in an organization situation? A critical question. If we're going to say that self-actualization or reaching your full potential in the organization situation, it's limited. An organization has an organization chart, and you have a small amount of people at the peak level of the organization, you have more at the middle level of the organization, and you have a wide cross-section of people at the lower end of the organization chart. Let us suppose that you have approximately 50 or 100 persons working in the organization. Most of them will end up at the bottom of the chart. But if your vision is to allow each one of those persons to self-actualize or reach their full potential from the bottom layer, it's practically impossible for them to self-actualize, to become the general manager, to become the head of the marketing department. That wouldn't happen in 100 years if you have 100 employees, and because it means that every year you have to change people, and that's not practically possible. That's not practical in terms of looking at self-actualization from that standpoint. I don't care what you say. Our researchers tell us it's not practical. So what we have done, there's where we find some of the limitation. We have developed a more blanket approach that truly enables the collective workforce to self-actualize, regardless of reaching the peak of the organization. So the man who is a senior manager don't have to feel threatened any longer, because self-actualization is not based on the human capital coming to take his position. Self-actualization based on the system that we have put out there is based on the individual becoming the best brand of himself based on 3 concepts. We help you to develop a life's master plan that has 3 dimensions, and we show your growth rate. Now, at that level, what it allows the company to do through the blanket approach to human resource development is, from the pool, you can identify any one of those human capital at any one time that you can now start positioning to take up leadership in regional and international business. And what can happen as you train the internal pool to self-actualize, you can now bring in new blood as you take them out of this pool and put them into other regional and international branches to manage and expand your business vision. These programs that we're bringing to you, I want to show you, it's off the hook, it's different. But with over 20 years of experience in the private sector, we want to bring something that is different to you, something that can literally catapult your organization and accelerate your business development. So when we talk about adding value, this is what we're talking about today. And in the art of the sale, just like how you see I'm going into the depths of the value that we're going to bring to the company, we train our clients in marketing to understand the unique selling proposition of their products and their services. So when they get to a public forum to articulate and to get that message across to their specific demographic, they know exactly how to make it happen. We train you to make this happen. So we just talking about the sales intention value traits, and we say first of all is to add value. One of it is to add value or to fix a problem, and so far we're still on the topic of fix it, of adding value. So these are fundamental concepts for you to get, and I want to go a little deeper, but I am thinking also that I should just stop here a little bit and give you the time to listen, re-listen the message I have just broadcast, and spend enough time to understand it. This information, I believe, is what can take your organization to another level of development. We are not experimenting. We have years of experience in this field of marketing and branding, over 20 years in looking at business development thesis and studies and applying those systems to ensure that we can bring to you proven, tested, and programs that really works. All right. So in closing, I want to say to you that I just want to repeat some of the things I would have said earlier on. Very soon, I'm going to be bringing to you a content of information that will literally show you how to maximize significantly more the growth, development, and expansion of your human resource, and by extension, the organization. And these programs I want to show you, they're different. And they're designed to accelerate your business development. I want to say again, this has been a pleasure being with you today. My name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the author of several books. I will do my best now to bring you weekly lessons on the marketing and business development. This is a part of our new program. We have just developed a very extended content on marketing psychology. And marketing psychology, the way we have developed it is to introduce to the world a new corporate culture, because there is a need for a new corporate culture. And if you do not see the need for a new corporate culture, I want to show you that in the third industrial revolution and in Industry 4.0, you will be completely misplaced in the market. Yeah. Our role is to think ahead and to see the challenges that you're going to be faced with, and to ensure that we can fully prepare you to deal with those challenges. In business, it's important to do not only market research to understand past trends and immediate needs, but a critical part of doing market research is to do future market forecast and to understand what are going to be future trends and how those trends is likely to displace or complement your business development. We specialize in doing this. And I want to say there's so much of information that we have to bring to you, because we see a number of facts are out there, economic realities that are out there that can totally shift your world and rock your world and put you completely out of business if you're not aware and fully prepared for what is to come. So again, my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession, a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the author of several books. I want to encourage you to like this page and share this page within your network and continue to subscribe. I need your help to promote and popularize this content, because my mission is to help as much people as possible to be ready for a third industrial revolution and Industry 4.0, so as to ensure that you can truly have robust and businesses that is truly ready to deal with international realities and also integrate and win in international trade and commerce. Be blessed. Until the next podcast.